I'm MS Masad from Nova CSS Academy Islamabad, and in this video I will give you the main points and cruxes of different columns and editorials published in the Express Tribune as well as Dawn of 29 May 2024. After I have shared with you the cruces of columns and editorials from both of these newspapers, I will also add another segment which is Muse on News. In this segment, I will share with you the headings or summaries of other important news items. First of all, I will share with you the main points and cruces of the columns published in the Express Tribune of 29 May 2024. The first column is Indian Designs for AJK. This column has been produced by Dr. Rashid Wali Janjua. In the first part of this column, Dr. Sahab tells us about the exploitation of the people of Indian occupied Kashmir at the hands of Indian government. In the second part of this column, the writer tells us about the very alarming situation in Azad, Jammu and Kashmir, which is now at the target of Indian agencies. It can be easily understood that RAW has injected proxies in Azad Jammu and Kashmir to foment violence and unrest over there so that Pakistani army and government has to suppress that violence, diverting the world's attention towards Azad Jammu and Kashmir from Indian occupied Kashmir. A very important column for my special audience. And now I share with you the main points of another important column that is published in the Express Tribune of 29 May 2024. The title of this column is Assessing Pakistan's Challenges. This column has been produced by Tharat Masood. In this column, the writer has enumerated three major challenges to be faced by Pakistan. These challenges include, number one, Pakistan's drift into the strong hands of the establishment. Number two, the safe havens provided to TTP by Afghanistan, sovereign Pakistan's relationship with Afghanistan. And number three, Pakistan's emerging tensions with India, particularly after Modi is selected for a third term. The writer urges the Pakistani government to take timely measures and make wise policies to neutralize all these three challenges. Another important column published in the Express Tribune is The Alarm Bells of Terrorism. This column has been produced by Dr. Syed Akhtar Ali Shah. This column is a synopsis of the ongoing scourge of terrorism in Pakistan, and I will say that this column is ready-made notes on the current situation of terrorism in Pakistan. And now I share with you the important points of some important columns published in the Dawn of 29 May 2024. The first column, whose crux I am going to share with you now, is Case of the Missing Poet. This column has been penned down by Zahid Hussain. In this column, we can say the writer has given a disapproval of the present government's bad governance and bad policies. The writer has specifically talked about three major issues which are troubling the government in Pakistan right now. And the government is handling them in a very bad way. The first is the issue of the missing persons, particularly the case of the Kashmiri poet Farhad Shah. The second is the issue of Punjab Assembly's defamation bill. And the third one is the pressure on judges. This writer is of the opinion that the PML's government is actually signing its own death warrants because all these policies and laws may become noose in the lawmakers of the same political party when the tides will turn against it. Another important column published in the Dawn of 29 May 2024 is World War III. This column has been produced by Mahir Ali. In this column, the writer first of all explains how the Biden administration's latest measures along with its European allies' policies may become a recipe for the World War III. The writer also condemns the double standards of the Western countries, which do condemn Vladimir Putin for Russia's war on Ukraine, but they turn a blind eye to Benjamin Netanyahu for his war crimes in Gaza. In order to avoid the Third World War, this writer's suggestion is to let the Russian bear digest what it has already devoured. My dear students, so far as the important editorials published in Express Tribune as well as Dawn of 29 May 2024 are concerned, today I have selected only one editorial from Dawn worth mentioning in my video. The title of this editorial is Rafah Inferno. As it is clear from the title that in this editorial, the newspaper condemns Israel's attack on Rafah, in which 40 or more innocent people were killed, out of which many were children. My dear students, today I am adding another very valuable segment in my video. The title of this segment is News on News. In this segment, I will share with you the headings and a very short summary of some important news items published in yesterday's newspapers. First of all, I will take up some important news items published in the Dawn. The first one is University teachers to observe Black Day to protest cut in HEC budget. This news item is about the huge cut in the budget of HEC by the federal government. And you know what is the amount of this reduction? From 65 billion rupees, it is to be reduced to 25 billion rupees only for the coming fiscal year. The second important news published in the Dawn is government urged to repeal abusive colonial era land acquisition law. Human Rights Watch says forced evictions violate basic rights, disproportionately impact low-income groups. Another news item that I find important for you is Sindh still faces water deficit despite all-time high levels in Mangla and Tharbela dams. Read this news item if you want to understand the impending water crisis in Pakistan. Another important news item published on page number 9 of Dawn is Pakistan-Iran failed to boost trade. Pakistan and Iran envision boosting of their mutual bilateral trade to 10 billion US dollars, but they have still failed to devise relevant policies to achieve this target. And the most important news item that is published not only in the Dawn but also in the Express Tribune is Putin warns West not to let Ukraine use its missiles to hit Russia. This news has actually come from Reuters. That's why this news has also been published by the Express Tribune, whose heading is Putin hints at risk of global conflict. In this news, you will be able to understand that the head of NATO has urged the countries of the NATO alliance to let Ukraine use European missiles inside Russia. But if Ukraine actually crosses this deadline, Putin has warned that it may trigger a very bloody Third World War when Putin will start destabilizing Europe. My dear students, today I have shared with you the cruces of important columns and editorials along with the main headings of major news published in the Express Tribune as well as Dawn of 29 May 2024. I hope this short video will help you a great deal to select the best of these two newspapers in a short span of time to save your time and get the best knowledge and best notes for your preparation for your competitive examination. With this, I wind up today's discussion and hope to see you in tomorrow's column Crux, inshallah. Till then and beyond, Allah Hafiz.